Okay, guys, so today is the day. It's Sunday, and I'm still sleeping. And it is the week of my vacation. So, once again, some of you may not know, I'm on a debt-free journey and a decluttering journey. And I have a lot of projects that I had not been doing. And so I've decided to go ahead and start doing them. In the process of decluttering and stuff, I realized there was some stuff I needed and I need to go ahead and use it. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing today. Short story. I wanted I call them forever pieces, and they're pieces that I'm always going to have in my house. I'm not going to replace them. So I did buy, and I didn't do it before and after because I didn't think about it during the time I got it. I did get a table from the thrift store for $25. It didn't have chairs and it was black, and I sanded it down, and I'll put a picture in. And it's all natural wood, you'll see it. And I needed chairs, so I didn't have the chairs, but the chairs I had in mind was very expensive. They're pretty much like bar stools. So I was like, you know what, I'll just go to the Goodwill. And the day I thought about going to the Goodwill, I went to work, did some work, left out, went to the Goodwill, and walked in and saw these. Needless to say, I jumped all over them, but I've had them for almost 2-3 years now, and I'm just now working on it. I actually finished one yesterday. It came out pretty good. And I did it off camera because that's my first time ever doing this. I'm doing the second one today, so I know there's things that I will and will not do. So, this is my first time doing this, but it was pretty easy. So, let's begin. This is the bottom. And the good thing about this is real wood, so that's why I was excited when I took off the leather that was on it. And this is the top. So it sits like that. Alright. So I took everything off of it. I didn't do a video showing me stripping everything off of it, but I did take everything off of it. So this is the first thing I did. So this right here is what we call a duvet cover. A duvet cover is something, if you have a comforter and let's say it's white and you don't really want to keep buying different colors, you can buy a duvet cover, which actually you open this up. I'll find a section and you slide it in. See how it's open right here? I don't know if you guys can see. And you slide your cover in, and then you button it up, and then you have this cover that's over your blanket, but they call this a duvet cover. All right, so I got this from, and I actually liked it because I wanted to keep it and put it. See the print on it? I wanted to keep it, but I couldn't get the ink stain that was out of it. Got it from Salvation Army for $1.99. So it's $25 for the table and $1.99 for this right here. Alright, so first thing first. I don't know if I'm gonna talk all the way through this or if I'm gonna actually just do a talk through. But the first thing first, you have to find out what pattern you're gonna use. And what I mean by what pattern is, it has a lot of different prints. As you can see, I'm using this big one right here, but I'm gonna use this middle one because I can get a good cut from it. So let me show you. If you can see this. I'm trying to make sure you guys can see this. Y'all are going to see this right quick. Alright, so this is the part where when you sit down, your legs are coming off this way. So what I'm trying to do is I have the piece right here under it. You can see it. Alright, so I'm trying to make sure that the pattern is kind of like in the middle and it's straight, because I'm the type person, I'll start a project and not pay attention to the fine details. Alright, so now what I'll do is I'm going to trace around where I'm going to cut. Well, no, wrong, because my thing is pretty thick, so I'm going to have to come down some. Alright, so what I'm going to have to do is just All right, it's the back. This is the front. So alright guys, so this is when all hell breaks loose. So when you are working with pattern, and this is what I should have did at the beginning, but I did not have an issue with the first one. It was smooth sailing. So I decided to do a voiceover on this part. When you're working with pattern, what you should do is, if you're doing a video to upload for any reason, trace out, like take your pieces and trace out the different patterns you're going to use to cover the item first. I didn't do that. I was just chopping up pieces and not paying attention. What you're looking at is, excuse me, I have the pattern that I need, the last piece that was left, and it wasn't enough on the side. It wasn't enough on the side. So now I'm thinking, this is what it would look like. That's what I'm trying to go for. So at this point I had to be real creative because one side was really short and it wouldn't wrap around once I put the form on. So as you can see, I was trying to think and figure out what I could do. And of course I came up with something. It wasn't to my liking. So I played around off camera and came back with something. So what I did was the bottom piece, I figured I'll add a piece to it so it can be long enough to wrap around, so when I put the foam on there, it could wrap all the way around. But it wasn't what I was wanting. By this time I was aggravated. Every little thing was aggravating me and I was completely frustrated. So here you see I'm adding to the bottom piece. I didn't have enough to attach to the side piece. I don't think I had a print that could have attached to it, now that I think. So as you can see, I'm back. And I added on the bottom piece, but still, I was just showing you where, I added it on to the bottom white piece. And as you can tell, it still looks horrible. Like the lines weren't even straight. My lines and me cutting wasn't even straight, and it was bugging me. So I was trying to make do with what I could make do with. The foam, I was showing that the foam was really thick and I needed enough material to wrap around the side. So I was trying to figure out how I was going to lay that horribly cut material around. So there I am thinking and playing and trying to figure it out. So came back, hoping everything was working. And this is what it was going to look like. A disaster, pretty much. So I was highly aggravated. I was showing you I used that to, it's like a sew on, like you laid under the fabric and then you, not sew, you iron it if you don't know how to sew. So that's what I use along with a glue gun. So I'm showing you what it looks like when I lay it down. And I was just showing you where, it stopped at the material. To me, that was ugly. It was horrible. It was really just, it was aggravating the crap out of me, and I hated it with a passion. But I wanted to finish it. I really wanted to finish it. My first one came out excellent. And I didn't want to show the very first one because I never did it, and I figured I was going to have issues. I had all the issues with the one while I was recording, and I was like, it's just, I couldn't figure out why. I don't know why it was. I don't know what it was, but so what I'm trying to do is still trying to center everything and make it look like something. That part was bothering me, as you can see, because I kept playing with it. So I'll most likely fast forward from this into, I was just showing I needed enough material to go around with the foam being so thick. So here I'm just pretty much just playing, trying to figure it out, trying to brainstorm. And now that I'm looking at it, I could have just found another piece of the part that was missing and add it on and let the pattern run all over the cross. I didn't think about it. Before I put them on. I know I'm gonna have to do it again. Okay, so now one of my mistakes I did make, because I didn't buy this, I had it really, really thick. So on this one, for the back, see, I had it this thick on the other one, but I think I'm gonna just take off a layer on the back part. It's still pretty okay, yeah. So I'm gonna just take some of that off and not use that. And then for this part, so let's see, have enough to go around to wrap, nope, some more. All right. All right. I got this from Dollar General, not Dollar General, Goodwill, and this from whatever store. Something. This is the problem child one. So let me do this. All right. You're not. So this is when I realized I didn't have enough for the side. So I had to try to pull the staples out as soon as possible, and this did not work. So I had to go get the staple puller remover. And you see on the side where you see all that foam, I needed to, the white part that I attached, I need to have some of that hanging out so I can wrap it and cover it. And I didn't think this all the way through because it was already a mess, and I was trying to brainstorm as I went. And I was trying to find my tool. It took forever. You know, when you need something, you can't find it. When you don't need it, you can find it. So that's what took me so long. So now I have to take this apart and fix it. So, yeah, that's where we are with this. I'm glad I only had 2 staples in it, though, and not a whole bunch, because I would have not been in the best of mood, shall I say. So, let's see. A lot going on. I was frustrated. I wasn't happy. And this tool on the top of everything almost took me out. Look closely. I had to slow this down. Watch. Oh, be careful. So now you have a visual of what I was talking about, how I'm letting some of that hang off the table so I can wrap the side of it, because that foam is pretty thick. So I'm making sure I got everything right this time. So this is where I'm looking at it and still trying to figure stuff out. Nothing changed.